You may have seen Apex all over the place over the last few years, as it's truly been a significant leader in the competitive FPS space since Respawn released it in 2020. But is Apex Legends a game worth investing time in for the casual player? Today we're diving deep into this question, analysing the game from a casual competitive player's perspective to help you decide if Apex Legends could be the next competitive title to fill your precious free time. At its core, Apex Legends is a high-octane FPS battle royale. What sets it apart is its meticulous design for competitive play. It boasts more verticality than most of its peers through abilities and environmental props, highly manageable gun recoil, unique character abilities, and the thrilling drop-in, find your gear and take out opposing teams' battle royale structure that drives its last team standing gameplay loop. It's impressively well balanced, has a straightforward color-coded itemization system, a very manageable time to kill, which when coupled with interesting recovery mechanics, paves the way for outsmarting your rivals in your own unique style. A standout feature is the unparalleled satisfaction derived from its weaponry. Each gun feels incredible to handle, and the ultra-smooth movement mechanics incorporating sliding and parkour allow players to express their creativity in ways unmatched by other major FPS games. This review is built around 5 key criteria: fairness of gameplay, the depth and satisfaction of progression systems, respect for the player's time, the state of the game's community and social aspects, and lastly, the potential impact on your wallet. Here's how I've scored them, and I'll go through my reasons why so you can ultimately be the judge for yourself. The core gameplay revolves around squads of 3 gliding down onto a sprawling map, scavenging for loot and engaging in firefights, all while an outer ring gradually engulfs the map, dealing ongoing damage to anyone unfortunate enough to be caught in its wake, the triumphant team being the last one standing. One of the major appeals to the genre is its boundless replayability. Each match is a unique blend of variables, ensuring that no 2 games feel the same, and if you find yourself out of the game early, you won't be left twiddling your thumbs. You can swiftly join the next match and be back in the action within a minute. Apex Legends boasts an impressively intuitive control scheme and interface. The design philosophy leans towards simplicity, making it an accessible battlefield for newcomers to get their feet wet and immediately contribute in a meaningful and rewarding way. However, despite the low barrier to entry, the precision possible through gunplay means that there is an incredibly high skill ceiling where in direct confrontation, the more skilled player is much more likely to come out on top. This makes Apex Legends a challenging game to truly excel in for a casual gamer, but one that offers immense satisfaction and a rewarding learning curve. It has a diverse spectrum of combat options that cater to both close-quarter brawls, long-range engagements, and everything in between. The characters, known as Legends, and their selection of abilities foster various team dynamics, promoting an array of strategic approaches. For instance, some Legends favour a fast-paced aggressive style, while others lend themselves to more defensive fortification-based strategies. The game's battlegrounds are dynamic and varied, with a selection of battle royale maps that rotate on a roughly hourly basis. What's more, these maps are continuously refreshed and reinvigorated with reimagined points of interest as the game progresses through its seasonal updates. Beyond the standard Battle Royale mode, Apex Legends offers a revolving roster of alternative game modes. The availability of these modes vary depending on what the devs choose in a particular season, but in the past have been a mix of team deathmatch, gun game, and zone capture modes. As a free-to-play game, Apex Legends naturally features a broad range of cosmetic items to personalize your gaming experience. Every time you log in, you're greeted with fresh cosmetic options, allowing you to tailor your character's appearance to match your personal style. Importantly, Apex Legends adheres strictly to a no-pay-to-win policy. While a small number of skins may carry minor differences, such as altered iron sights for guns, these changes do not confer any significant gameplay advantage. Keeping competition fair is a key component of Apex Legends, and the game implements certain systems to address potential skill gap issues. 2 types of lobbies are available: normal and ranked. The normal lobbies provide a relaxed environment for casual play, although their matchmaking has occasionally drawn criticism for significant skill discrepancies among players. This can lead to unpredictable matches, where you might easily dominate one team, only to be abruptly halted by a top-tier team in the next encounter. It's not seen as a negative by all, however, as some see it as the quintessential multiplayer experience, where the randomization of possibly vast skill discrepancies can make for some unique match experiences you wouldn't otherwise come across in a more skill-level moderated environment. Conversely, the ranked mode strives to match players with similar skill levels by considering your rank and the rank of your opponents. There's a great deal of complexity to how these matchmaking systems operate and their impact on players' experiences. However, there is little separation between solo, duo, and trio queuing. Nevertheless, for casual gamers, these systems perform their function sufficiently well, ensuring a level playing field where possible, despite occasional reports of matchmaking issues at the higher end of the top 5% of the player base. Across actual gameplay, most core mechanics of each legend are identical, that being actual gunplay, character speed, and movement, with the difference coming from hitbox sizes, their passive effects, tactical, and ultimate abilities. Although there can be meta-defining characteristics based on the strength of legends at certain times, it's never to the point of characters feeling completely useless to play as, and acts more as a method of player expression, leaning more into defensive or offensive strategies, for example. Guns, with the exception of maybe one or two, can all hold their own within their preferred gunfire range, their effectiveness differing depending on the more or less open nature of the map you're playing on, with minor balance changes to them occurring between seasons. While the nuance of balance, legend abilities, and map type will lead more towards some weapons in a particular season, your preferred weapon option should always be a viable option, and you won't have to resort to a flavor of the month arsenal just to stay competitive. With crossplay compatibility, keeping things balanced between mouse and keyboard and controller players has led to the use of aim assist for those with controllers, this being a feature where the crosshair can follow the enemy slightly when aiming at them. These input options have been a divisive feature for some and have blossomed distinctive playstyle types between both control schemes, where it's become quite simple for players to spot a controller user or not based on their movement and aim. For the casual competitive player looking to invest in Apex on the basis of fair play without game-breaking balance issues, Apex has been awarded Platinum for fairness. Respawn masterfully taps into proven industry strategies to keep players engaged and progressing. It features a battle pass, daily and weekly challenges, seasonal story progression tracks, weapon XP reward tracks, a ranked ladder to climb, and more. The baseline progression systems in Apex are rather plentiful, with an account-based level leveled up through play, rewarding a currency that can be saved up to unlock legends, as well as the occasional loot box for cosmetic items to get their dopamine juices flowing. Weapon stats are tracked and accumulate to level up too, allowing you to unlock weapon trials on your way to maxing them to level 100 and acquiring some icons and banners along the way. Casual players may find it a struggle to complete the battle pass within its roughly 90-day lifespan, without feeling pressure to get on and grind some of those levels, or otherwise potentially missing out on the exclusive legendary skin rewards for completing it. The game skillfully employs fear of missing out tactics, particularly evident in this battle pass system, as these exclusive cosmetics will be forever unobtainable once the battle pass ends. Along with the more desirable rewards like legend and weapon skins are the decidedly less desirable ones, such as standing and skydiving emotes, kill voice lines, banners, holos, weapon charms, season-specific stat tracks, and themed music, all densely littered amongst the pool within the reward tracks and loot boxes. If you're a particularly active player, there's plenty to unlock, and you can even earn back the full cost of the battle pass and a bit more to fund your participation to the next one without needing to dig into your wallet again. However, you will be paying with your time instead of money, particularly because the real cherry on top is that completing the last few pages of the battle pass makes grinding through all the previous levels of considerably more value than if you just completed the first 90% of it. There are similar fear of missing out elements present in the ranked seasons for the casual player too, which also run for approximately 90 days. For truly casual players, depending on your skill level and playtime, there may be seasons where reaching your usual rank is a challenge you aren't playing enough games to get to, let alone attempting to climb further before the ladder resets again. The ranking system undergoes content tweaks each season, but the core mechanics remain. You stake some of your rank points to participate in a match, with the stake increasing the higher your rank. As you outlast other teams and contribute to eliminations, you earn rank points with the goal of recovering your entry cost and accumulating more to advance to higher ranks. The system allows for progression from bronze through to silver, gold, and all the way up to the Apex Predator rank, which represents the top 750 players in a given region. A final note on progression pertains to factors beyond your control, such as hackers and smurfs. While occasional reports of such issues arise, smurfing doesn't seem to be a major concern for the game's developer Respawn Entertainment. It's worth noting that in competitive games, players often attribute losses to external factors, possibly leading to a disproportionate amount of complaints about smurfing and hacking. While you might encounter these issues in Apex Legends, from my experience with regular play where I usually end up in Master Tier, it's not something that's been obvious to me or affected my experiences in-game so far. Due to the mix of decent built-in baseline progression and a decent linear ranked ladder, but with a rather large time investment for a casual and rather questionable fear of missing out elements, I would give the game Silver for its overall progression systems. Apex Legends does an impressive job of respecting your time. Let's start by examining its accessibility. The game employs a queue system from the main menu, which matches you with the next suitable game lobby based on your party size and game mode preference. With queue times typically ranging from 10 to 30 seconds, you can be in-game within a minute of finding a match. Matches themselves can vary greatly in duration, from as short as 10 seconds to over 20 minutes, depending on your performance and playstyle. The game structure facilitates short, gratifying play sessions where you can experience the full gameplay loop, perhaps even multiple times in a single session. Therefore, even brief gaming stints are unlikely to leave you unsatisfied. In terms of strategy, the ranked system can often encourage survival over kill participation. This can lead to longer games where you might occasionally spend 10 minutes gathering supplies and avoiding conflict, only to be taken out swiftly by a superior team or an unfavourable position. While this can sometimes feel frustrating, it's kind of an inherent part of the Battle Royale experience. But it's really up to you if you want to take the risk to play aggressively early on at the expense of being able to safely loot up beforehand. As for the non-ranked lobby, you'll have to get used to a number of player quirks that come with the lack of risk associated with losing. Most players take the mentality of using normals to get practice in or having some carefree fun, playing overly aggressive and forcing gunfights. This extends to situations where a teammate gets downed but doesn't want to wait to see if their team wins the fight and can res them, particularly as Respawn doesn't actually punish players leaving the game early when they're only downed but not out in normals. So people tend to take that option and re-queue into another game to get back in quicker. This will leave you one man down even if you manage to clutch the fight and collect their banner to res them. Despite such occasional setbacks, Apex Legends shines due to its abundant opportunities for clever tactics, coupled with fluid movement mechanics that are unparalleled in the genre. This results in a game that not only feels great to play, but also delivers a multitude of rewarding moments. If you're strong enough to not get sucked into the fear of missing out tactics that will have you grinding the game more than you wanted to for Battle Pass progress and seasonal reward tracks, as the game does great at getting players into the action quickly with minimal wait time, it's awarded Platinum for respect for your time. The social aspects of Apex Legends are robust, at least compared to other FPS games. In-game voice chat is enabled by default within your squad, a feature you can disable if desired. Additionally, the game features an ingenious ping system that allows you to quickly and easily share vital information with your team without the use of a mic, whether it's the location of an enemy, a specific weapon a teammate has been searching for, or a valuable upgrade. The built-in system allowing a player to relay information voiced by their character, such as looking for a particular scope or upgrade, is more than sufficient in aiding valuable team play with people you've never played with before.
I need a hop-up.
Like any competitive game, there's a certain level of toxicity, especially during ranked play where the stakes are higher, though perhaps less so in Apex Legends than other competitive titles from my experience. But that's the nature of any team-based game where your actions or inactions can influence another player's game outcome. In these instances, it's good to remember that the mute button is always just a few clicks away. And of course, teaming up with friends will eliminate random player toxicity entirely if you're able to play that way. The game also boasts a vibrant streaming community. Pro players and content creators regularly broadcast their gameplay on platforms like YouTube and Twitch, drawing large audiences, keeping Apex as one of the more consistently top games for viewer count on these platforms. This provides ample opportunities for interaction and learning from high-level players. And for those seeking even more engagement, there are in-game clubs, which are teams, and various Discord communities to join. So while Apex Legends might test your mettle in the heat of battle, it also provides a rich social landscape for players to navigate if they so wish. Because of this, Apex gets Diamond for community and social. The game is free to play, where a new account has access to a small number of characters, with over 20 more to unlock through in-game currencies, one of which is acquired solely by leveling up. You'll need to level up around 20 times to have enough of this currency for a new legend, and the speed at which you level varies wildly based on your success in-game, but I will say regardless, don't expect to be unlocking them too quickly. For most people, they'll find they want to play Legends at times when they're far away from having the currency to do so. On the other hand, if you're just enjoying the game and not overly bothered about being able to play particular Legends, then like it was for me, it won't be a big deal. For those that are open to paid options, you can also purchase Apex coins used to buy Legends straight away. You can also use these coins for battle passes, cosmetic skins, bundles and loot boxes. Pretty much every aspect of the game's reward system can be acquired if you throw your wallet at it hard enough. Skin costs are dependent on rarity with a few exceptions in increments of 750 coins, which is roughly $7.5. For the super rare heirloom skins, it's a hell of a lot more, but isn't something a new player needs to think about. The loot boxes provide 3 randomized items that aren't always skins. They could be banners, stat tracks and voice lines, and much like the Battle Pass rewards, any other manner of unwanted unlockables they decide to include in the game. Loot boxes are earned occasionally while leveling, however, and additional purchases cost 100 coins, so $1 per pack. In summary, Apex Legends offers a mix of free and paid options for unlocking characters and purchasing items. While new characters and certain items can be obtained through gameplay alone, the rate of acquisition can be slow, encouraging some players to spend real money on Apex coins for faster access. However, this is optional. I tend to make a stand against practices like this, which is why I use a baseline common skin for all my weapons, only occasionally using a wild skin if I randomly unlock something that looks ridiculous. But it doesn't mean you should have to do the same. At the very least, there is absolutely no requirement or pressure to spend money on the game to be on an even level playing field, other than maybe if you were desperate for a particular legend and weren't earning enough tokens quick enough to get it anytime soon. Due to these factors, it makes it hard to rate impact on your wallet. However, as spending is entirely optional when it comes to actual gameplay, which is the most important factor, but the cost of in-game cosmetics is currently pretty steep. Being a free-to-play title, I would give it Platinum, as the additional cost is entirely down to the player's self-control and desire to look the way they want cosmetically. In totality, Apex Legends emerges as a finely balanced blend of competitive rigor, engaging gameplay, and social interaction. Its careful consideration of player time against the backdrop of progression and social systems creates a well-rounded gaming experience that holds substantial appeal for a diverse player base, albeit with a time investment that may deter the more casual player. The allure of exclusive rewards and the subtle nudges towards seasonal content present both a motivation and a challenge to keep pace with the game's evolving landscape. Yet the core gameplay remains accessible, ensuring players can enjoy the experience of what Apex Legends has to offer without feeling obligated to delve into its monetized facets. Whether you're diving in for a casual skirmish or embarking on a competitive journey, Apex Legends offers a rich and rewarding experience that is likely to keep players coming back for more. So, just remember, we play for fun. So if the fun fades, cool off, touch grass, and when you're back, play to win.